Simone ain't backing down. Damon says he's out, and Thea gonna support Damon regardless. What's good, y'all? It's your good sister Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another All-American Homecoming video. And in this video, we are breaking down the trailer for season 2, episode number 2. And talking about what we can expect. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my All-American Universe or All-American Homecoming content, as I'm posting new videos daily, and you're gonna want to be here. You're gonna want to be in the comment section so you can be a part of the conversations and kiki. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the visuals. Oh, real quick, before I do get into the visuals, I do have an episode 2 synopsis breakdown, as the synopsis provides a little bit more information aside from the 15-second trailer that we get. So on ericavane.com, I do have the synopsis written out for you to read. And again, I have a video breaking down what my interpretation of the synopsis is. So if you want further context or preview, then make sure you check out that video, which will be linked in the cards above as well as the description box down below. Not all the visuals from the trailer show all of the things that they mention in the synopsis, so you're going to want to watch both this video and that video so that you are well equipped and ready. Okay, so the trailer opens on Damon walking up with a folder in his hand, looks like some paperwork, and he says that, oh, I turned in my, transfer paperwork to Hawkins. They got the baseball team out there, the cheerleaders out there. Lando is greeting him, even though Lando don't actually look too happy about this. When he's walking up, like, Lando is clapping, but it still looked like he got this little weird smug look on his face. And like we talked about on the live, if you missed it, I do go live and do an All-American pre-show prior to the new episodes on 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Mondays, and then I do a live after show at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Tuesdays. But we were talking about this, and one of the things that came up was like, oh, well, if Damon is going to transfer to Hawkins, can Lando transfer to Brinkston? And that's a no. At this point in the season, or where they're at, Damon is getting a special accommodation from the NCAA to be able to transfer, because typically you wouldn't be able to transfer at this late stage right before the season is about to start, after you have already gone through preseason. But because Coach Turner had the mental health episode that he had and is no longer the coach, this created an opportunity for any player who was on that team and was affected by it to make a different decision. And Damon is going to use this as an opportunity to transfer over to Hawkins. Now, in episode 1, it said that he has submitted himself to the portal, which made him eligible to be able to transfer. And I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't actually go through, that he wouldn't actually decide to go through with it. But with seeing in the trailer him actually walk up and hand his paperwork over, the cheerleading squad and baseball team there, it kind of feels like this is about to be a real thing. Moreover, we get to see Thea later on in the trailer say that he made his decision, and it looks like they're standing under the bleachers at Hawkins Field. So I think that he is actually transferring, y'all. Damon will no longer be a Brinkston Lion, at least for the rest of this season, and I hate that for us. I hate that for him. But maybe he gonna bring it back after next season, or maybe Coach Turner's gonna be able to work his magic or do something. I don't know, but I just need Coach Turner and Damon to be reunited so that it can feel so good. Now, to speak to Damon and Thea real quick, we get to see footage of them walking happily. Her arm is still in the sling because her recovery is being pushed back after she had that ridiculous match with Simone where she almost beat her ass. But she basically started to re-injure herself, but it looks like they're seemingly going strong. Damon told Thea first in episode 1 that he was going to be making this decision, and she said that she was going to support him regardless, and we get to see that. So when they're under the bleachers and she says, you made your decision, I don't think it's anything like she's resenting him for it. I think that she's just reaffirming, like, you made the decision and you're good with it, so don't worry about it. In the synopsis, it mentions that Damon didn't consider one person when he was making this decision, and I think that this moment that we see with him and Thea under these bleachers is tied to that, and it's basically going to be like, well, maybe you didn't consider this person, but this is a decision that you want to make, so stick with it. And shout out to Thea for figuring out how she was going to show up and be more supportive, especially after going ghost and being very passive aggressive in last episode, because she was hurt and was trying to protect her heart. Now, on the other side of things, Simone is having issues with her team, going to battle with her team. So in addition to her, like, competing and having beef with Thea, or beef Thea having beef with her. When I talk about this on a live, I told y'all, like, Thea is the number one player, but she's not there no more. So Simone was able to come up into the top 6, but she's only the 6th player. Like, she's not number one just because Thea is not in that place. Whoever was number 2 slid up, and then so on and so forth. And I think what we're seeing with these players that she's having tension with, like, we get a moment where she's confronting some girl with a top knot, then that same girl is in the elevator with her, and they're looking like they don't want to talk to each other, and she's having just a bunch of problems with her teammates. I think it's those other 5 players who are within the top 6, and Simone is really trying to put her head down, do the work, and climb her way up to the top spot. And she's going to have to go through number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 to get to that number 1 spot. Now, the one thing that I'm concerned about with this is if Simone is going to be going at everybody and wind up alienating everybody, then she might wind up never making it to that top spot, because at the end of the day, while tennis is an individual sport, you're still going to need them. Like, you want them to be able to practice with you. You are rusty. You are just now coming back to the sport. And while you've been able to make such great strides in a short amount of time, it's clear like you're not the best player, right? Like, Thea was about to beat you with one arm. And the way to get people to practice with you, the way to get people to help push you is not to piss them off and make them feel like shh. And it's giving that, like, Simone is like, I'm coming after you next. And she got all this aggression going on. And I'm like, okay, girl, we get that you really want to be the best and you got all this energy to burn and you focus now because you ain't in a relationship, but also pull up and, like, just do what you got to do, and don't worry about making animosity or additional stress between you and your teammates, because regardless, y'all are still teammates. And I mentioned in live that, you know, she might need to channel a little bit of Thea, but this might be a little bit too much, because even though Thea, you know, didn't make friends with her teammates, they had a certain level of respect for her, because at the end of the day, she could beat all their asses with her eyes closed. And Simone ain't there yet, so she's kind of going to need some of them to be her friend. Like, let's just call it how we see it. Now, I don't know what in the hell makes her come at Damon any kind of way. Damon's like, it's like that. And she's like, yeah, it's like that. But I'm going to go ahead and take a stab at it's probably tied to Thea. And I think that Simone might come to him. Like, we get a moment, like a very split second, when he's sitting on a bed with her. I don't know if they're in his room or her room. But I think that that's early on in the episode. And then after Simone starts to experience some issues with the team, and maybe she starts to see that more of them are aligned with Thea or whatever, and she got this little negative energy going on, and she's being combative and going back and forth with the teammates. Maybe she comes to Damon like, yo, can you talk to Thea for me, because they're making my life a living hell and it's too much. And Damon might be like, yeah, that's not for me to say, like, that's between y'all. I gotta mind my business and keep it cool. And maybe Simone gets an attitude about that. And I personally think that she will be 100% in the wrong, because I think that Damon would be wise to not get involved in their personal or tennis beef. Simone is shaping up to be one of Damon's best friends, or Damon's best friend, and Thea is clearly Damon's girlfriend. And if it was a situation where there was a certain level of disrespect based off of him or in his presence, then he could check that. But the other stuff, y'all gonna have to handle on y'all own, beef and for real. Cause no, Damon got plenty of things to worry about. He don't have time to be mitigating a cat fight between Simone and Thea. So Simone, get your shit together, honey, and find another way, because Damon ain't gonna be it. Aside from that, we get a very split second of JR going up to bat. And I don't really know what to say about that. He had a pretty good episode 1, so maybe he's going to continue on and have a really good episode 2. It doesn't really give us a ton of context. I am looking forward to this episode. All American Homecoming is off to a phenomenal start. The first episode was so engaging. It was funny. It was stressful. It was just everything that we could have asked for in a premiere. And I don't think that episode 2 will disappoint. Now it's your turn. Let me know what you thought about the trailer. What are the storylines that you are most excited about? Who is your favorite character? Or whatever else you want to talk about in the All American Homecoming series. Drop it in the comment section down below. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notification if you haven't already done so that you don't miss out on any of my All American Homecoming videos. It's your good sis, you love to talk TV with. I can't wait to jump in the comment section and talk it up with y'all about this trailer. Again, ericavane.com has a synopsis listed out for you, so feel free to check ericavane.com daily for additional updates on your favorite television shows and the stars who portray our favorite characters. And I'll see you in the next one.